My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Bob Arum. Bob Arum says TC calling him racist is stupid. Let's listen to what Bob Arum had to say. And this video appears courtesy of Fight Hype.
And Bob, just I haven't really got to hear you speak about this since it happened. Terence Crawford and the lawsuit, we were there at the post-fight when he splits from Top Rank. And
well, again,
any thoughts on the matter?
Terence is being advised by the wrong people. I mean, the best thing that could have happened, that once the contract was over, we went our separate ways without any vitriol. I mean, as far as Top Rank is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, Terence is a wonderful fighter, one of the best fighters, no question about it, but didn't help at all in any of the promotions because he was the kind of fighter that siphoned himself off. He would prepare like a son of a bitch, and he would work real hard, but that hurt us to some extent promoting his fights, and that's why the results that we got in the promotion were left a lot to be desired. What he got in the ring was tremendous because he never came into the ring not fully prepared
and focused, right?
Yeah, and focused.
But I get it. There's two sides to it. There's the promotion side and the fighting side.
Sure.
Right. But Bob, I learned recently there was that iconic summit meeting it turned into with Ali, highlighted by Ali and Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I didn't realize till recently that you played a big role in organizing that, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel, that should come to light when assessing the allegations being...
I mean, allegations that are stupid, I don't even pay attention to. You can call me a lot of things. You may call me cheap. You might call me greedy if you want. There's a debate on that. But don't call me racist. That's like fucking stupid.
So, Chill Dollar Bill, what's your reactions to what Bob Arum had to say?
Bob know what's up. Bob watched the Boxing Bros. He knew what TC was saying was ridiculous. We had your back, Bob. We knew what it was, And Bob's just speaking on everything that we said, Look, he took losses, and he explained why he took losses, and he's still not crapping on TC. He's still not crapping on TC. He said you would train so hard, to go in there. He's showing you love. And you went out your way to call this man a racist because he was just speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't making no money. He lost money off your fights because you will not promote. That's because you was training hard. That doesn't sound like somebody that's racist. It sounds like it was keeping it 100. But hey, who am I?
All right. Conspiracy.
All right, so I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Bob could very well be racist. However, to make a statement like that, you have to have evidence. Bob just making a claim like, hey, I've worked with several black fighters in the past, so to call me racist and stupid doesn't really equate to me. You can still be racist, but understand that, if I can make money off of this black fighter, I'm going to make the money off this black fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like there's general managers like in sports that have a whole roster of black athletes, but wouldn't dare allow any of those athletes to be in management. You see what I'm saying?
So Donald Sterling.
Exactly. So
all marry their daughter.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean that you're not racist. It just means like hey, TC, you need to prove this claim. And based upon what we've shared and what we've come across on this show, it's kind of tough for TC to do. So I'm not gonna justify this statement that Bob just made just because he's made iconic fights with black athletes, so therefore he's not racist. That argument it's asinine to me. But nonetheless, for me to even support TC, it's hard for me to do when you're not providing that evidence to prove that Bob Arum is racist. So I just wanted to make the clear distinction.
And this man took losses.
Exactly.
This man took losses. I don't know somebody that's gonna overpay somebody and continue to take losses. You know.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, again, it's an investment. So you're assuming my investment's going
on the investment. Eventually, it's gonna
exactly. And just to jump in at that point, because you're both making a great point. Yeah, you take losses on an investment at some point when you believe you're going to cash out, right? Mm-hmm. And that cash out was the Spence fight. But when he called out Spence, TC called out Pacquiao. Yeah. And he didn't get Pacquiao. Spence got Pacquiao. And in that point, you lose faith in the investment. If you keep taking losses and then you feel like you're not going to get return on that investment, then you stop investing in it. But go ahead, True.
Oh, no, I was done.
Oh, yeah, I was done too. So go ahead, Ned.
Oh, okay, Ned.
Yeah. Bob Arum. I don't know. TC seems to be stuck on Bob Arum. I don't know. It's like you left the man, you can't move on from him, but you're still doing everything you can to slander a man's character after all he's tried to do for you. But I'm not gonna say Bob Arum's not racist. Maybe there's certain characteristics or microaggressions Bob Arum has done that has TC looking at him funny, like, oh, word, that's how you feel? That's how say what's really on your mind, Bob. But I don't know. I just feel this is like TC gotta move on now. Like, stop bringing you like.
I have a question for you. I just want to know your train of thought. So you think if someone does like a microaggression that makes them racist?
No, it's just some people have racist tendencies. Like, they'll say things, they're not racist, but they'll say things and be like, let the cat out the bag, my friend. We all experienced. We all heard some comments.
I'm gonna say it depends on the microaggression.
Huh?
A microaggression is just it's essentially, it's racism without the intent.
Yeah.
The intention isn't to cause harm, but if you internalize a belief and you don't even know where that belief came from, it's still harmful. You know what I mean? It's impact.
It's prejudice.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So if you, I don't know, like, let's say you go, wow, you're very articulate for a black man. I'm gonna classify that as racist, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. Well, that microaggression, right, would be, but there's some microaggressions that you may not. For example, I mean, this isn't dealing with race, but like, I'll try to give one with race, where it's just like, let's say, for example, if you see like someone who's Hispanic and you always ask them like, do you speak English first, or can you speak English first? It's a small thing, and even if your intent is good, like, you before you speak, you want to know if they can speak English, but they're the only ones you ask, like in front of everyone else. It could be sending a negative impact, or it could be making them uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So some microaggressions like have good intent, although like they have a negative impact, is what I'm saying to you. So like it could be, for example, like what if for example, G's one of my students in the class, and G's my only black student. I go to G, like, yeah, and you only have to get 70% of the questions right to get an A, because I understand that like it was harder for you to get here. You know what I mean?
That's racist, bro.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm helping G, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm actually trying not to be what I think is racist, but in actuality, like, I'm actually being racist. You feel what I'm saying?
I'll give you an example that I think, like, for example, Ned got dreads, right? and somebody goes, a white person goes, "Oh, Ned, I just love your hair. Can I touch it?" Right now, that one is like they're admiring his hair, but because they're white, Ned's gonna look at him like, "Well, are you serious right now?" You know what I'm saying? So that one's kind of like in the gray area. But anytime you're talking about standards of achievement or education, intellect, or whatever, and you have me at a lower bar because I'm black, nah, I'm calling racism, bro. I'm not even going to that.
Yeah. So, but the thing I was just saying with Ned was, I think it's slippery slope to call all microaggressions racist.
Yeah, I agree.
Like most you can, but there is some gray area with a microaggression, is all I'm saying, where it's like subconsciously you could be thinking you were trying to do a good thing, but you really didn't. Like, say for example, if I work with like a woman, this was one of the examples I was gonna give. I work with like a woman, and every time it's time to change the water bubbler and I see her doing it, I go and do it for her. She could get offended. Like, I can change the water bubbler like myself. Are you saying I'm not strong enough to do that? Right? And I'm just thinking, oh, I was taught like a gentleman would just do that. That's why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it to say you don't have the strength. You see what I mean? So it's just kind of like you got to be on that. That's all we're saying.
So in other words, hey, whoa, you heard?
Like,
but yeah, I don't know. I just feel TC and Bob, like, they just gotta like leave each other alone now. Like, it's over. Move on. And like leave like TC, go find you a new promoter, and Bob, go find you a new fighter. You know, like let the sun set on this relationship, because it's done now. Like I'm tired of hearing these two.
I think it's important to not tell anybody their experience or what they believe. So it's plausible that TC believes that he experienced, unfair treatment, and it was due to the fact that he's black. Just because he feels that way doesn't necessarily make it true. And likewise, just because Bob Arum has a history of working with black fighters and doing certain things, it doesn't mean that he can't be racist. But when all is said and done, what we have to focus on is, did TC not become a superstar because Bob Arum is racist? Or was Bob Arum's business decisions when it came to TC based on TC's race? Right? And I don't see any evidence of that. So I'm not here to tell you that Bob Arum's racist, and I'm not here to tell you he's not. And I'm not here to tell TC whether or not he experienced racism. When all is said and done, all I'm saying is what I know based on what has been reported and what has been corroborated and supported. He had very high fight guarantees. He made a lot of money. And Bob Arum took losses based on those guarantees. And TC wanted a lot of money to fight Earl Spence. More money than would have made the fight lucrative for all the other parties involved. So the fight never happened. And Bob Arum basically said, I can't afford to take these losses. Another thing I know is TC didn't promote in a manner in which Bob was satisfied with. So he decided that he wasn't going to take any more losses. Now, the way TC left Bob shows he had some venom in him, showed he had a lot of disappointment within him. As soon as he finished the Sean Porter fight, while sitting right next to Bob, he said, this was my last fight with Top Rank. That's not how you do business. Even if you felt like Bob Arum was the biggest jerk in the whole entire world, the way you left him, every other promoter in the world was watching. Every other promoter in the world was watching Bob lose all this money on you, and then you leave him like that. Then you file a lawsuit accusing him of racism. Now, if I'm a promoter and I was white and I was thinking about signing TC, and then you file this lawsuit, it's going to make me say, wait a second. Let me look at all the evidence. And if there is an overwhelming evidence to support that claim, I'm going to be like, damn, he might do this to me too. And with white people, once you start throwing around the R word, racism, like the scarlet letter for white people,
They get scared.
yeah, they don't want to do nothing with you. They don't want to go to a picnic with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, make sure he get his sandwich first. You know what I'm saying? Want to do nothing with you because they're afraid that they're next. So what I feel like what Bob is saying is like calling him racist is stupid. I don't think it's necessarily to say that like he's not racist. I think he's saying it was stupid career-wise. It was a stupid career decision. And it wasn't Bob who brought it up. It was the reporter who brought up the fact that Bob helped organize that summit between like Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and all of them. That so like you've been for the movement. That don't mean nothing. Like people do that and then go home and use N-word till the crows come home. It's to me none of that proves anything. But what I don't know and what I haven't seen is that overwhelming piece of evidence that shows me that Bob Arum is a racist. Like Donald Sterling in that tape recording, right? I need that. That's what I need. I need the actual proof. I need those text messages like John Gruden for the Raiders. I need that piece of evidence that's going to make me say, you got him, TC. He probably did do you wrong. And until then, I can't rock with it.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxer Bros. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Conspiracy G. That's the TBE. And that's my brother Caden. Thank you for rocking with us. You know who we are. We the Boxing Bros.